Hello, just another simpleton tutorial here on a Saturday night in the RTS 24/7. This kind of goes with the tour of the website, except I want to be very specific as far as trains and what is available to you and what's not. If you go into my server right now, and there's no sound at the moment, something failed or whatever. I'm over at Edison as the sun's setting. It's 8:15 Eastern right now, 5:15 Pacific. Couple things I wanted to point out. For the most part, the RTS 24/7 system is in anarchy. And I posted a video recently, some ideas for anarchy. I suggest you take a look at the tutorials. And right here, I'm just using the F3 screen, for example. There's a train that was sitting on the main line last night that somebody decided to leave it there. Actually, there's been a couple trains that have been left on the main line recently, and I've been trying to contact them and basically say, look, if you got an emergency, that's fine, but don't just leave trains on the main line and let somebody else clean up your mess. I mean, I don't mind running trains, but I don't want to clean up everybody else's mess. Now, this whole thing with the system and the confusion as far as what you can switch and what you can't switch and what tools are available. I'm working on a program right now, which is the RTS application, that more or less generates a switch list report. So if I was to get out of here, and this you'll never see, this is in basically a line of code. You can see I got all this code here, blah, 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 specifying. This is an alpha version. I'm not releasing this as it is right now. Basically, what it does is it goes through, checks all the different files, and as you can see, it generates a report off of them. It does some sorting. You'll also notice various things, switch lists. What I do is I basically copy this data into various reports. Now I'm working on the rest of the route. I'll get out of this for now. But as far as the system, and without boring you to death, what is the system, what isn't the system? If you go into the yards, you'll see that I got 4 yards listed. 3 of them are part of the system, 1 is not. As you can see, it says RTS, RTS, RTS non-system. If you click just yards without going into it, it tells you what the difference is between system versus open. Now that doesn't mean you can't go in and run a train or even switch a train. What I ask you is, if it's part of the RTS system, use the RTS system. If you want to switch just for the hell of it and do anything you feel, Barstow is a huge yard and there's a lot available. And I'm just going to give you an example of what, for example, Bakersfield. Bakersfield's part of the system right now, and this shout box here, it says you have to log in, blah, blah, blah. Usual stuff. You should log in. I'm not logged in now, but I log in with Facebook and boom, I'm in. So now if I was to go into, it doesn't always work, but if I was to go, there it is. See, it's got my name. So now I can go in the shout box. The last message I said we're officially running under the alpha program, which is that program I just showed you. What does that program mean? What is that all about? Go into the document section. BNSF Bakersfield Wheelers Report 2013, and then there's the date and the time. If you go in and view the document, you can download the document. It probably looks a little small here, but basically you can hit this print button actually to download it to your own computer and then copy it. But basically what it shows is everything is sorted relatively in order. I wouldn't say it's perfect. It basically tells the car type, what it is, car number, whether it's a load or an empty, and basically where it's going. There's some instructions at the top here. So if I click into Zoom, you can see it will basically say, and this you can print out, what the instructions are, what are in each tracks, what's going on in each tracks, etc., etc. And then you can zoom in and see different parts reports. Like for example, track 409 here has 13 cars going to Kern Junction, one for storage, another for outbound. Generally everything's in order, especially from Bakersfield. When you get into some of the other yards, that 7-digit code at the end is a combination. The first 4 digits is a track ID, the next 3 is a how many meters away from the start of that track. Sometimes it goes backwards on you all of a sudden. What I would recommend doing is basically going in, and I'll show you in a second here. So I got about 10 minutes, so let me exit out of this. And just to minimize out of this, so if you were to go into Bakersfield right now, let's say, and I'll just click over here, and the Earth's kind of disappeared here for a second. It'll come back in a minute. But basically, what I've noticed a lot of people have been doing lately. Here comes the Earth. There we go. As I said, everything's in order. Here comes the lights on. What I notice a lot of people are doing is they're seeing these 4 engines that are combined with a bunch of cars, and they're going and they're saying, "Oh, there's a train." Well, first of all, if you click onto it, it says Bakersfield Switcher. That's not a train. It's part of the switcher. It's just hooked up to 4 engines as if it looks like a train. The reason why I say system and non-system is anything that's in this yard, there may be a train that you can take out, and that's the purpose of the system, so that we make trains and then you can take them out, but you should get specific instructions as far as whether or not a train is available. Where do you get those specific instructions? You go to the website. Once again, you log in. You can make comments. Once you log in and you go into the yards here, you say BNSF Bakersfield, and I can type in a message right here. You can type in a message, whatever, and I'm going to say something along the lines of testing checkout tutorial, posting later tonight. Okay, the message is in. Anybody who is an RTS member of the website can go in and post whatever. So if you're running trains, for example, you can go in and you can see a lot of different people have posted. They've run trains. Not everybody does this. That's fine. It's not a requirement. It's there for... a lot of people are using this, and I'm glad they are. It just basically gives information for people so they know what's going on. Now, you might not be interested in the system. You might want to switch. You don't want to follow a switch list. You want to do your own thing. That's fine too. I've basically, if you go into, oops, wrong one. If you go into the dispatch screen, you take a look. Anything from Bakersfield as far south all the way into and including Mojave Yard right to BNSF Junction. That is the division point right here. So Mojave Yard is part of the RTS system. All the industries north of here, and including the 2 yards in Bakersfield and all the interchanges, are part of the system. Now you see there's a train running right now at Bena, for example. And he's not part of the system, but I encourage anybody to run whatever trains they want. If there's a train at Calenti. Anybody can come on, just click on the train. If somebody's dispatching, they'll dispatch you. If not, just run the train. That's what anarchy is all about. My whole thing is trying to keep the system intact for those so that it's there. Now you might say, like, again, you don't want to switch part of the system. You want to do your own thing. SMRY, for example, and he says he's going to be doing some more switching down the road. But if we go into Barstow here, you see all these cars that are basically lying around here, and this let the Earth go down here. Now I clean this out once in a while. As you can see, these yards are totally empty, which is fine. I don't want people to just spawn trains for the heck of it, because it takes world objects. But if I head in east to some of this amazingly new scenery, and It's too bad it's night right now. Someone's like this bridge, for example, is awesome. I love that bridge. But anyways, I mean, really, I have no purpose for using this part of the RTS system right now because it really serves. It doesn't serve Tehachapi and further west. It really is more to serve customers east or south, I should say, of the area. I guess it would be east. But you can see all these cars are sitting here. Those are part of the system. Go ahead, do what you want with them. They're kind of in an order. And there's a sheet that I left for you guys if you want to use it to communicate with each other. If you don't, that's fine too. But anything that is sitting in Barstow can be taken and run. Anything. Doesn't matter if it's a switcher. You can go over to US Borax. That's another industry that's not part of the system. Remember, it's part south here. So if you go into boron, and we can see here. Ugh, really dark. I don't know how that's going to turn out in the video, but anyways, there's cars here, North American or whatever it's called. As you can see, they're just sitting here. And then go over to this way. I think that's right. Yeah, there we go. I'm just flying over here. Even at night, it's lit up really well. Flying over to the US Borax plant, for example. This is run all the time by different people who basically want to switch whatever. And you can see it's lit up. It's well lit. You can go in there anytime. Somebody's got a switcher set up. I have no problems. I want to be fair. I do want to have the system in place so that I can run a challenging switch list. That's been my goal all along. I want realistic operations, especially when it comes to car forwarding. So this isn't part of the system. Go ahead and use it. And if you're confused as to what, remember, it's on the website. Everything as far as what is the system, what isn't the system is on the website. And I'm going to send out, crack down a little bit on some of the users who aren't simply reading emails that I'm sending out to everybody. They're just basically ignoring it and doing whatever they feel like, and then when you try to chat with them, they don't care. That's going to stop. But you see Barstow right there, non-system. And it says Barstow's not part of any car forwarding system, blah, blah, blah. Go ahead, do your own thing. I want people to have fun on the server. You know, there's a forum here. You know, I'm not too worried so much about the numbers. I mean, if people want to come, they come. If they don't, they don't. I used to like the organized sessions. That was great. But, you know, sitting here and watching people slowly dwindle and going to whatever is popular for whatever reason, hey, I'm not about a popularity contest. I'm about doing my thing. And if you like my thing and you want to be part of it, there's a lot of dedicated members here. But there's a forum here. I'm the one generally that uses it, but it's here. You can post messages. You know, I got messages from different users other than myself as well. But basically, it's all there for you to use. It's up to you if you want to use it. All I ask is you just respect my basic little rules, and everything's backed up anyways. You screw it up, I'm just going to restore it. So, not a big deal, but if you continuously do things that, you know, are blatant disregard, then I simply won't be giving you the new passwords coming out. It's as simple as that. So, don't be worried about it. If you have any questions, by all means, feel free to send me a reply in the email blast that I send you. You can send a private message within the RTS website. I can be contacted on the Run8 forums. If you got questions, don't be afraid to ask. And if there's something you don't understand, just let me know. Otherwise, you know, have yourself a good day. Have some fun. I'll talk to you later.